So for Terra Luna Classic, we've seemingly tried everything, right? We've tried to see a burn tax. We didn't obviously let it live out its fullest potential and trying to explore that 100%, but we did at least explore it a little bit, right? Where you had a 1.2% burn tax, you have a 0.5% burn tax now, you have, burns through some exchanges as well. So we've tried out those things. We tried out utility and seeing if we could decrease the supply and build something better based on where we are standing. Um, we've tried basically everything. But there's one thing we haven't tried. And what I want to do in this video is I want to talk about the three ways that we could burn Terra Luna Classic supply and get back to $1 again. Because that's kind of the end goal, is not only to get back to $1 for investors, but to recover the chain. And I think that's where people tend to make a little bit of a mistake. So, or get it confused. But if you guys could, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links that are down below. It does help out the channel. If you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, that link will be in the description. If you use my link, you will get a 10% deposit bonus. You can get extra bonuses up to $10,055. Also, you can enjoy up to 40% lower trading fees, as well as being able to trade a 500x leverage all the way down to a 2x leverage, or even demo trade on this platform. This is all with no KYC, no VPN that is required. So make sure you check it out. Give it a look. It honestly is a good platform. I've been using it for over a year, and it's going on a year and a half at this point, and it's just been great. I've been able to gain a decent amount with any leverage trades that I made. But make sure that you get comfortable with it. Demo trade first, get comfortable with leverage trading, and then dive into the real thing. Now, again, the conversation for where Terra Luna Classic is going to be and how it can get there, and the ability to burn down the supply, it's a tough one because there are people that feel strongly about how we get there. And I think there are multiple ways to really focus on this. And I'm going to bring up those ways and talk about how each one could be beneficial and could have their drawbacks, but what could be the most beneficial in the end. So first, let's look at where Terra Luna Classic is right now. So currently, Terra Luna Classic is at 0.00007479. So while it was decreasing down to the 6.8 level yesterday, it now is back up to the 7.5 level and seems to be hovering around the like 7 to 7.5 level here. And, showing that support, showing that it can get back. And right now it's up by 21%. And as it goes on in the day, it'll look like it's up even more, even if it doesn't move, because of how far it was down at the bottom at that 6.8 level. It'll look like it's up, a few percent, 7, 8, 9, 10% or so. But the market cap is sitting at a $412 million market cap with $68 million worth of volume, showing a little bit of the popularity at a 16% volume to market cap ratio. Now, the one thing that we are worried about here in the Terra Luna Classic community is this, right? That total supply. We want to see that supply drop down. Since the fall of Terra Luna Classic, this is what we wanted, right? We want the decreased supply not only for our investments, but also for the full recovery of the chain. And I think people get that confused because many people are saying, hey, Terra Luna Classic is going to be worth a lot more. You're going to be able to make a lot of money. And since they're saying you're going to be able to make a lot of money, that's all they're really thinking about. But it's not about just that. It's about the recovery of the chain. It's about being able to utilize it how we utilized it in the past, or how it was utilized in the past. And some people may argue that and say it's not about going back to what it once was. It's about creating a new normal. And I would agree. I think it is about creating a new normal, but also being able to establish what it was that made it popular, and then understand what the new normal could be to protect the community. That's what I would say. Because if you create something new or go after this new normal, it is not what Terra Luna Classic was that made it popular, that made it worth $40 billion. It's something else that, maybe you don't want to be a part of, or the normal person doesn't want to be a part of. Something completely different. So Um, let's talk about the three ways that Terra Luna Classic can burn down that supply and reach $1, right? The first way would be to see transaction burns, right? These simple transaction burns based on all of the transactions that are happening, something like a Binance burn and how they're doing that, different exchanges that are burning, different people that are burning. So essentially, you would have the burn tax that we have here. I don't care if it's 0.5 or if it's 1% or whatever. It could all have an impact so long as all the volume sees those burns and those taxes that are associated with it. So we could see it based on exchange volume, based on on-chain volume, and see a massive amount burn off. Now, there are people that argue against that and say that burning through transactions is not the way because it's going to decrease volume, which has not been the case historically. It was a coincidence that that did happen when the burn tax was implemented. All of the staking that happened on chain, we reached our max staking that people wanted to stake. So if you saw 1 trillion that was going to be staked, you're not going to see any more than that, no matter if we have the burn tax or not. So it was a coincidence that that happened. Um, for exchanges, the only exchanges that really did burning, I believe MEXC did burning. I believed different like smaller exchanges have done burning to gain like popularity with their exchange. And then you have Binance that has been doing this burn their fees for literally years at this point. They've been doing this consistently, and you can see 923 million, 522 million, 858 million, 1 billion, 5.2, 5.3 billion coins. So they've been doing it consistently month after month after month, year after year to burn down Terra Luna Classic. And that could be a large thing, a large chunk of how we see those burns come off, not just through Binance, but it could be through every other platform that offers, Terra Luna Classic. Now, I wouldn't want it to be fees. I would want it to be a tax, on those transactions, rather than like burning off the exchange's fee. The exchange can still gain whatever fee they have, but then people are willing to pay 0.5. That would be something that is very beneficial to decreasing that supply drastically. Also, people have mentioned the utility burns could be a thing. Being able to create on chain and seeing things that are being done and utilized to create those burns on chain. Because right now we have the 0.5% burn tax. If we have more building that's happening on chain and more transactions that are happening there, we then have more burning. And I think that's a little tough because you're trying to create this new normal with what we do have right now. You're not going to have all of the old utility that does come back because it is a different project. And maybe they can't gain what they could have gained. And even so, some will complain that 0.5 is too much of a burn tax to even create. I don't want any tax. That's what people would say. Um, Now, I think it could be great to see on-chain volume burn, but then majority of it is off-chain. So even if you are seeing on-chain volume here, if you are seeing on-chain volume, you look at the off-chain, 68 million, versus 56,000, right? So the on-chain volume is not enough to really create an impact, but this 68 million could definitely create an impact based on transactions. So utilities would be great to be able to transfer back to there, and anything that does happen would be great, but I think transactions probably would be a little bit better. And the last thing that I have on my mind is something that a lot of people are against. And I think they're against because it's like you telling someone, hey, I have a potential to gain $1 million, but I only have $1,000 here. And I have to give away 10% of that. So my potential, instead of gaining 1 million, I now only gain 900,000, right? People look at their Terra Luna Classic as how much money they hold. I hold 100 million, so people will say, you have $100 million. I don't agree with that, right? I don't have $100 million. I look at it completely differently, and that's why I can accept this. So the third way that I think we could see Terra Luna Classic get to $1 is reverse split. I've mentioned this plenty of times, and people may be saying reverse splits are inherently negative, and you're right. In the stock market, they are. I don't think they are in the crypto market, especially when it comes to recovery of the chain and giving investors an understanding that this could be worth a lot more based on just understanding that we have a lower supply. Taking my 100 million and taking away 2 zeros still gives me 1 million coins, but it also takes away 99 million of my coins. And then it also takes away 99% of everybody else's coins, right? So we're looking at just 1% of what we own. Whether you own a small amount or you own a large amount, you're getting 1%. The ratio still stays the same. If I have 100 million coins, right? And it gets to a 1 cent price point, which is a $55 billion market cap, right? One, it's going to get there, but people are going to do one thing. They're going to sell because it's not about the recovery of the chain at that point. It's just about what you can gain in this investment. However, if we decrease by 2 zeros, I take away 2 zeros and now I have 1 million coins. The overall supply is sitting at, instead of 5.5 trillion, it's sitting at 55 billion. Now we get to $1. That's a $55 billion market cap. Guess what? I still have the same amount, the $1 million at that point, at the $1 point, as well as the 1 cent point. It's the same ratio. It just now gives us an opportunity to recover the chain because Terra Luna Classic is at $1. So that's the ability to do that. Now, what I would say is that we don't necessarily have to do one or the other. We can do all of them. Transaction burns through exchanges, through on-chain movement, utility burns. As we have that utility happen, it happens on-chain, and we see those burns that are associated with it. Everything gets a 0.5% burn. And then also being able to see the reverse split to once we get a decent amount burned off. Let's say we burn down to 1 trillion. That's still a lot of coins, but then you end up doing a 100-to-1 split. Now you have 10 billion coins that are out there rather than the 50 billion coins that are out there, or 55 billion coins that are out there. So now, not only can you get to a $1 price point, you can get to a $5 or $10 price point up to a $100 billion market cap. Hopefully that makes sense. That means that you can completely recover the chain. You can support USTC with Terra Luna Classic because it is worth more than $1. It's worth way more than what USTC is repegged at, because $5 or $10 is 5 or 10 times what that is. So you have the ability to do all of them, but it's just about us in the community willing to support that, willing to agree that this is the way. And I know it's tough to say because anybody, even me, it's hard to think about giving up 99% of your supply. But if you understand that the ratio is still the same, you will still gain the same amount, potentially have more potential though, right? If it gets down to a $1 trillion market cap and it gets to a dollar, you end up reverse splitting and you have that at 10 billion coins, it gets to a $10 billion market cap at $1, you still have your same ratio of, let's say for me, it would be $1 million, but I also now have the potential to gain 2 million and 3 million and 5 million and 10 million because it's a $10 billion market cap. Getting up to a $100 billion market cap would give me 10 times that $1 price point. And it would be 10 times what I own there because it's not just based on what I want to gain. It's based on the recovery of the chain and the utility that's back, right? So I don't know. It's tough to really sell on people because, again, you're giving up part of your stuff, and the only information that we have on that really is with meme coins and coins that we're just trying to migrate and all of that stuff. We only have that information, which is inherently negative, but something that actually has utility, actually has a backing, that's completely different, and that's what we're seeing here. So I want to know what you guys think. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also check out my link for BTCC down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.